taking on Bastion Esports. First things first, though, got to give a very special shout out. A very happy birthday. I believe he turned the big 20 today. Rock Boom playing over on stage. You know, our ADC, we love him, we know him. He's been climbing that NA leaderboard, playing so well in NACL. We're very lucky to have him here. We're very grateful. But he has a match to play today, and that being said, we're going to start to get into things in a little while here.
Another year on Earth, another year of League of Legends. It is a beautiful night for League of Legends. The ACL, we are underway. Today was quite the snowy morning, but thankfully it cleared up so we could see some action on the Rift.
Yes.
Uninterrupted, full throttle, and no holds barred. We are in for one hell of a match tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and we're very excited to bring it to you tonight.
Yeah, I know. Last week we had we had a bit of a snowstorm issue over here in Canada. We had some weather issues, so unfortunately weren't able to make it to stream that game. But the Saints are sitting at 1-1 right now in the ACL. It's going to be a 7-week group stage, I believe, trying to get the best record you can out of that group stage. Try to advance to playoffs, eventually try to play for, I believe it's 2,000 USD to first, something in the realm of 1,500 to second, and 800 or 900 for third. So getting paid in USD for these Canadian schools always going to feel a little bit nicer in the bank account as well. So Bastion Esports going to be one of those like conglomerate T2 amateur teams that's some collegiate players, but it's one of those like T2, you know, funded by other people, one of those type of teams either way. So competition in ACL should be pretty decent across the board, but I know the Saints team is feeling good about tonight.
Right, anybody that makes their way into the ACL is definitely competition to be feared. So I am definitely excited for the Saints, and the Saints might not want to get too confident, or else they might have some trouble with their opponents tonight.
Yeah, the Saints team, we've been playing a lot of high-level competition. They actually ended up finishing, or not finishing, they're going to actually, I think, have games tomorrow. I think they're going to be on either NACL stream, or I think it's a Riot sponsor stream, but they are 3-2 in the NACL. They got through the group stage, or rather to the group stage, but as you can see, the draft is now on the screen, so without delay, we're going to get into the draft. Pick and bans coming through very shortly here. Bastion versus St. Clair College, and in typical league fashion, we're going to see Caitlin taken off the board first.
Right. We've seen that, I think, almost every single game. At least
80% of games in the last 6 months. Yeah,
absolutely. Caitlin is a very popular pick. Either it's a pick or a ban. You're going to see that champion on the board eventually. There's
only so many. There's only there's 7 to 8 ADCs that are super viable in League of Legends. Zaya being another one of those ADCs right now, going to get taken off the board for Bastion. So expecting to maybe see the Tristana ban. That's Rockboom's favorite champ, but he has his champ pool has been developing very rapidly over this last little while, along with a lot of these Saints players as well. So it becomes very hard to get 5 bans away when there's realistically 8 or 9 choices that you could make.
Right, following through with the trend, we might see Nautilus ban, but we actually are going to see the Kayn. Silas. Sorry,
listen, the player cards, a lot of them are very similar. So
right, like I said,
Riot has a style.
Quite a while. Yeah, so, I'm going to mix up champions. It's inevitable, but what's important is he's here to correct me.
Exactly. Yeah, Silas, one of those consistent, just super safe mid laner, one of those drain tank bruisers, just very safe, can steal away those ultimates. We see him so often in pro play, just fits very well around a team, and especially if the other team has a bunch of really good ultimates like a Maokai ultimate or just some of these other champions. I almost said heroes or Aegis, too much Valorant and Overwatch on my brain, but either way, still waiting for these next bans to come through. But so far, everything pretty standard fare. Now Karma gonna get banned away, so just a super safe support poke in the bot lane.
Are we gonna see an instant Tristana pick? Not she's not banned here.
There's still one more round of bans. She's definitely in a very good spot right now. Sejuani banned. Sejuani is the second highest priority jungler pick, I think, in the entire game. It's like Maokai, Elise, or Sejuani are like that top 3. And I believe Bastion, actually, they just mentioned it to us as well. They did lose one of their bans away. We actually saw this last 2 weeks ago from the Saints as well. I think it's if you have a name change or some kind of rule. Subsection 8, paragraph 12. Yeah, exactly.
Right,
whatever. Yeah, the politics of it. So they're going to lose one of their ban slots away, so they're only going to have those 4. Saints, though, like I said, taking away Sejuani, we see it pick banned every single game, I think, the last year at this point, so nothing surprising.
Ooh, and we're actually getting
Yuumi first pick. Yuumi. She just got reworked. They basically they put that cat 6 feet under, basically.
Oh man, but
all 9 lives gone.
All of them.
Like a phoenix rise from the dead. Now she's back. She did just get a pretty big rework. I don't think I've actually seen any gameplay of her from the rework yet, so this is going to be new to me. I'm assuming this is on the rework patch. I'll be corrected if I'm wrong.
Definitely going to be new to me.
I'll be able to tell very soon. But we're actually going to see Samira for Bastion. So these are not the first 2 champs I expected to be picked. This is far from what we're expecting to see.
Where's the Yordles? I don't see any of them. Listen, Caitlyn, I'm scared, honestly.
Listen, we got a Yuumi. That's close enough, right?
Oh, yes.
It's a cat and a rat. They're kind of like, right?
Furry.
Yeah, they're kind of like the same breadth there, but we are going to see Kindred and Samira. So 2 picks. I mean, yeah, Kindred's one of those champs. I know people talk about PO6 Kindred for DRX and all, like going to Worlds and everything, but Kindred, it's one of those champs. It's like it's like those people that one trick character, like a one trick,
like specialize,
like a one trick, like the type. Yeah, Kindred is one of those champs. So we're going to see Ashe Yuumi actually rounding out the bot lane for the Saints. So I don't think we've seen this bot lane combination once in the last 6 to 8 months, so definitely something different. I think that Yuumi rework might be coming into play. Aurelion Sol, so the Saints, they're going to be trying to play for late game here. Aurelion Sol after that rework, we saw him the other week. I mean, literally abilities that take up the whole lane and all of the river.
And flying across the entire screen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of surprises going on.
There's a lot going on.
And speaking of surprises, the mistress of them all, LeBlanc, here to tomfool her way into the third pick.
LeBlanc, actually, yeah, she's one of the stronger mid laners right now, actually. A lot of these, like, enchanters are, like, kind of like control mage mid laners. Is usually the common pick, like Orianna, Victor, LeBlanc. These are a lot of the same champs we're going to see in that mid lane rotation. LeBlanc, we've seen the Saints play LeBlanc a bunch of times. We know Bakery Boy, before Akashi was in Bakery Boy, you know, love to pocket pick that LeBlanc. I know Akashi's got a good amount of time on LeBlanc as well. So there is a Nautilus ban and the Lee Sin ban coming across the other side. So Lee Sin, a jungler that has been getting up in there and pick rate a lot of times, but we are going to see that Nautilus ban getting fourth banned away. So right now, nothing not too crazy as far as pick and ban. And then the Gragas ban. So Gragas, he's been getting picked a lot recently, just very, very tanky. His ultimate, he like throws a giant barrel and you can basically send somebody flying any direction.
Right.
So if someone's like frontlining, chuck it behind them. Now they're in front of all 5 of your members and they're basically just going to get CC'd.
Right. Fourth pick coming out from Bastion Esports is going to be the Leona.
Yep.
I believe Saints' fifth ban was Rel. It's just there's a visual glitch there, but that was their ban. So Bastion Esports is going to take their pick. And there's a Yordle, finally.
There you go. I mean, hey, there you go. And it wasn't the Yordle I was expecting.
One of my favorites, personally.
Yeah, Poppy, she was super, super meta. I think right around the time when Worlds was around or somewhere in that ballpark, Poppy had a super high pick rate in solo queue and in pro play. I mean, again, similar to Gragas, has the ultimate. You just kick somebody out of the fight entirely. Just drop the hammer down, send somebody flying over 3 or 4 walls. So good for isolating objective fights, maybe getting one of those champs you don't want out of there. Now we're going to see the Olaf to round things out. So
probably going to Ricky, yep.
Yeah, definitely going to go Ricky. Poppy top. I guess theoretically you could go Poppy top. It used to be more of a thing, but in this meta, it's going to be Ricky likes his Olaf. It's going to be Olaf top probably. The top pick for Bastion hasn't come through quite yet, so curious what they want to try to play into this Olaf though. But Poppy jungle, Asol, it's going to be the Gwen. So Gwen, very, very good hazard W. Gwen is immune. It's the whole meme. She basically just drops W and you can't hit her with anything.
It's actually my first time seeing that champion, so I'm very excited to see what we got in store tonight.
Big pair of scissors. Huge.
Got it.
Literally just snip, snip, snip. Put a spell shield down, and she has a dash like every other champ in League of Legends.
I'll try not to call the champion the Scissors. I'm going to remember the name's Gwen.
Yeah, it's not like Scissors. Johnny Scissorhands or Edward. It's none of that. Yeah, Johnny Silverhands, Johnny Scissorhands. Combined Cyberpunk and Edward Scissorhands. Jeez Louise.
So I'm assuming then that means that the Poppy is going to be in the jungle.
Yeah, Poppy would definitely have to be the jungle. I would be... Yeah, Poppy's jungle for sure. There's no way. There's no way that Ricky is playing Poppy. Like, just knowing Ricky alone, that's not. He's got a deep champ pool, but he's not playing Poppy top. Not many people, besides maybe those crazy one trick like.
Times have changed.
Run it down 20 games in a row, solo queue demons. But
back in my day, that was all the rage. But now that Poppy is jungle, hey, I think.
Well, that's. I mean, yeah, Poppy top used to like very much be a thing. It was picked a lot more, but I think like. I literally haven't seen it played once top in like 5 or 6 months, but either way, hopefully getting into game in just a few minutes here. But I guess to go over the drafts one more time. So the Saints right now, Aurelion Sol and Yuumi, super, super strong in late game. Aurelion Sol especially, I think he's actually like, the longer the game goes, the more Aurelion Sol just becomes like, oh, this is like, we're in trouble now.
Oh, yeah. And very scary, like just looking at the icon for the character.
Yeah, I mean,
like you said, reworked a lot different than I remember, but I do have burned into my memory that game from the other week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just seeing you saw one game, every other game it got banned away, and then finally the rework gets through, and it's like, oh yeah, this thing actually wrecks the game after like 25. That's the thing too, because I think he gets like. His ability power like scales to certain items, which scales with like one of his passives or something. So he can literally like infinitely scale his ability power to like the end of the game. So he can end up just being like a one-shot tank machine that is just like you saw, like fly all over the map, an AoE stun / damage that hits quite literally all of the river. So just a very, very strong champ. Bastion. Couple of good scaling champs as well. Samira is one of those champs that she's going to want to bully that bot lane early on, try to get a couple items under her belt. That Olaf, though, the top lane matchup should be pretty decent. It's not going to be, I don't think, super, super one-sided either which way. Both of those characters are going to be immune to that crowd control ability. But we are going to see a couple of our boys over on stage. Biscotti being the only one not going to be on stage. He is currently back home in Quebec. You know, March break starting for us this weekend. Had to get back there. Had to beat the weather, luckily. So, yeah, had to get back there. Maybe eating a poutine. Either way, though, now we are on to the Rift for Game 1 of this best of 3. St. Clair Saints taking on Bastion with a much more different draft than I expected.
That's, I guess, the best way to put the draft today. Just very unexpected all around, but they definitely have to have a plan in mind. They're looking for something here, and they are going to do their best to make it work. And speaking of making things work, we have a little bit of a standoff. Not quite sure if one of them is aware it's a standoff just yet. Up in the top side, bottom side.
Yuumi.
poking out the Leona. Yumi, okay, so this champion here sticks to one of their teammates then.
Yumi is jokingly referred to as like the no skill like climbed a diamond playing support champ. You literally attach and reattach onto your teammates to apply like passive buffs and give healing, and you can shoot like your Q that does like damage. But she's literally like, people joke around like, oh yeah, I'm AFK farming on RuneScape while playing Yumi on the other screen. Or I think there was a guy actually in solo queue, I think he played ADC with his hands and Yumi with his feet and got to like diamond.
That's
not
very
even joking.
You know, one of those things that I'm very lucky to be alive in today's society where people can just do things like that and I get to know about it. I'm very privileged and very lucky to experience it. But not very privileged is Bastion Esports bottom side health bars. Very poked out just at the start of the game. Still getting poked. They're not even going to be able to contest the bottom first wave.
Yeah, this is part of the issue playing against Ashe. It's just basically shoot arrow, shoot arrow, shoot arrow, and then that Yumi Q as well. You can direct the Yumi Q up to like a certain distance. So basically, they can just kind of wiggle their abilities down into the lane, try to poke away at them.
Love some wiggling.
Try to get those health. Yeah, a little bit, getting wiggly with it. Either way, there's that W. So yeah, Rockboom starting that W ability is just arrow slow. That 7-8 arrow spam. We've seen a lot of Ashe in this meta recently. Ricky and Kale looks like I couldn't read for a second. Kai, yeah, either way, Ricky trying to land a couple of Qs there. Rockboom still trying to get this bot shove, but Lovers already going to make their way bot side. Maybe trying to set up an early gank here with this Kindred, but having Yumi, having the Ghost and the Flash going to be a little bit trickier to get on him.
Right. Kindred definitely want to try to alleviate some of the pressure that's going on here from Rockboom. If they are going to be able to set anything up, they're going to have to go quickly, and they're going to have to do so very, very well coordinated. And this might be the chance. Walking towards the Poppy, Rockboom completely unaware. Not Poppy, sorry, Kindred. And they are going to get pushed back towards their tower.
He should lift
this. He's
this.
going to pop off.
He should lift this, yep.
Definitely. Just a little bit of pressure coming out from the Poppy, but it's not going to be quite enough to force them into too much of an uncomfortable situation. In fact, they're just about even HP-wise. LeBlanc is going to try their best to make Aurelion so uncomfortable in the middle lane, however.
Yeah, LeBlanc, actually, I think wow, LeBlanc from just from base value, I think LeBlanc's going to play pretty well into Ace, so the fact that she can phase in and out, get that huge damage chunk, and then back away to safety, I think is actually going to be massive. Leona going to go in with the E there. Rockboom going to try to back off here. This Samira solo on health though. F1 UBQ lands, the cat draws first blood, so this cat's coming back, claws intact, and the Saints are going to find that first blood. The bot lane picking up a pair of kills though. That is going to be a beautiful start, and getting at least one kill into Rockboom going to be good too. You know, getting gold on Yumi is nice and all, but you want to have Rockboom getting that money.
I'm just going to tell you from now, you're only allowed to make 6 more cat-related puns.
Oh, you should have seen when I was casting with Adam. This guy, he's like, you know, meow for heals, you know, the one of the, you know, those, that type.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Either way, though.
We will not go there. Not now.
No.
But what we will go is the top lane.
This is the new Yumi. Yeah, this top lane dive, though, gonna get the stun into the wall. Ricky trying to get that damage. This is the one thing with Gwen, though. This character, the more damage, if you get into a long trade with her, it's one of those champs where it's like, I'm winning. Why am I dead? And why is her health bar like halfway full? Just like this trade. Olaf, though, another good champ at this. And Ricky's gonna find the last hit, so almost a solo bolo. Got a little bit of help from Alonso, but either way, that is a fantastic start. Kills in the bot and top side for the Saints.
If Olaf is going to pull it off, or if any champion's going to pull it off,
I was going to say, Olaf is also one of those champs where you're like, oh my god, I'm losing. And you
I won.
Panicking. Yeah, I won. Yeah, exactly. They're two very similar champs in that respect.
Right. That's one of the things when I was playing this game very actively. I love the top side for that really high octane action there. And Ricky is probably the embodiment of that play style. Rockboom is probably the embodiment of the player that I never was able to be. Very high skill, very evasive.
Rockboom's the guy that would go 20-0 in your solo queue, and you went, who fed the ADC? And then you look, it's like, oh, he just gapped our entire team over the course of 22
it was
minutes.
me and everybody else.
It's like, oh, we had 4 items at 20 minutes. Like, yeah, I might have had a part in that, my 06 or whatever in the bot lane. But you can see, once again, too, this is that strength of the Saints bot lane. This jungler, once again, looks like Lovers, the Kindred, already trying to show bot side again. They weren't able to find anything the first time, and that's why Ashe is so good, too. Rockboom, you can shoot a Hawk, the Hawk shot. It just gives you vision in any bush wherever you shoot it and explode it. So if he thinks, oh, the jungler's sitting in this bush, I'll just fire some vision and see if he's there right now.
And it's just this pressure coming up from the bottom side, it just feels so oppressive. And it's in a situation like this, Joven, I wonder, what can Bastion's Esports bottom lane really do to contest this aggression? We saw the Kindred coming through to try to alleviate some of it, and it had a success, but Kindred can't be there the entire game. There's other teammates on the map that need the support. So what do you think? They're probably telling each other right now to try to get this fixed up, because you can't be playing from the back foot for too long.
It's actually really tricky, because Ricky's going to be really hard to gank, because Olaf pops the R, he becomes CC immune, he's very, very hard to track down. He can basically get away from Kindred at will, especially if he pops that Ghost. The bot side, The only solution in the early game is you have to try to set up a dive or a gank. Even if it means bringing down the... This is why you want to get that mid lane push too. If Lockstep can get the mid lane push on the wave, he can then roam to the bot side, especially as LeBlanc, pop over the wall, try to land some CC, try to get that huge damage burst. You can maybe take down Rockboom, but either way, they're just going to get shoved in bot. And this Ashe to Samira, Rockboom has double the farm right now. Once again, see the Kindred already going to show up with the Saints. They have that ward there. This is going to be yet another play that's going to go backwards. They're going to find the kill on the Samira. The Q proc almost going to find the kill there. So the Saints, and now that's the thing, right? Yes, Kindred comes down, but now your ADC is 1 HP. You can't really set up any dive like that.
Ricky's in trouble, though. A lot of snipping and snapping coming from Gwen. Oh, but he's going to get out of it for now. Bottom side, so is
Ricky
Samira.
did have to flash Ghost, though.
Yep, and I think there might have been a miscommunication on Bastion's
side
there.
Oh, Ricky. This might be trouble for Ricky. Got to try to land the Q. Oh, there's the CC. Lockstep should be having this kill. There's the R, though.
Full aggression.
Yeah, the Gwen, though, he's going to come up behind him there. Lockstep, though, will take down Ricky. So, Ricky, both sums burned. That's going to be the angle, because Gwen is one of those champs that she can, like, not like hyper carry, but she can get, if she gets very, very fed, she can become a massive, massive problem.
Just like for the first 30 minutes of the game, you're playing against 2 ADCs.
Not quite like ADC, but she's a super tanky, like super good in like long drawn out fights. So it's like this meta is kind of a lot of just like we're trading for like 15, 20 seconds maybe. This bot lane dive though, this is what they were looking for. There's the exhaust. Rockboom gonna get the healing over from Biscotti. It's not gonna be enough though. Rockboom gonna go down. That tower shot might take out MSD there. It actually is going to, so that's gonna be a kill over to Biscotti. So ultimately a 1-for-1. Yes, Biscotti getting the kill. I mean 2-0-1 on the Yuumi. Actually going Dark Seal too, so I think he's going to try to basically go just like damage Yuumi in a sense.
Right, and like you said,
because she can do a lot of damage like as the game gets later and later.
That makes sense. Like when you're attached to your teammate, I'm assuming she can just spit out a bunch of damage.
Yeah, she can pop her Q that directs, and then she just like jumps off the teammate and jumps back on and like pops a little shield for them.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But like
there is like a decent amount of tech to the character. It's just like people joke and say it's brain dead because it's just strictly like heals and you know, like.
I mean, people will joke about it being brain dead until it's on your team. You're like, this is the most skilled champion ever. Thank God.
Right? Everything's annoying until it's not on your team and not being played like excellently, and then it's all of a sudden it's okay.
Oh, just missed that giant blast. I'm not even sure who shot that one.
Akashi, that was his. Oh, Rockboom though. That's the Ashar. She shoots that cross-map arrow. Yeah. The good thing is though, usually you see somebody get stunned from that low HP enough on Lockstep. Rockboom able to go snipe out a kill, and for the Ashe, that is huge. Getting this Ashe, so many items early in this game. It's one of those dominant early game champions. He is so far ahead in farm too. The Saints are going to go get this first Rift Herald, first Dragon. Been up for a while. No helpers just yet.
Things are looking a little bit rough for Bastion Esports. Their castle is getting raided just a bit. We have a 15k net worth from the Saints versus Bastion's 12k, 5-2 scoreline. Things are looking rough for Bastion Esports right now. They're going to have to do a lot of work to reclaim lost territory, reclaim the lost ground that they had in the early game. And like you mentioned, what really had them have a glimmer of success in the bottom lane was going all-out aggression, saying, Kindred, you're coming down here, we're killing these guys, I don't care what it takes, and they made it work. It cost them their Leona, but they do not care. It alleviated just enough pressure for them to have some breathing room. Now we see Aurelion Sol in the bottom side, and we have Rockboom actually now in the middle lane, just trading places, going where the pressure is the minimum, trying to get as much gold as possible.
Yeah, the Saints now going to go for those lane swaps. Bastion is going to pick up that first Hex Tech drag, so they're at least going to get that first objective up under their belt. There's the Hawk shot. Looks like Bastion maybe trying to set up shop in the Saints jungle here. At least try to plant some deep vision, see what they can get cooking. Rockboom going to be up in the mid lane now with Biscotti, going against Lockstep here, just trying to get that farm up as much as possible. And now, if you're Bastion, basically you want to get this ADC, you want to get Coat, you want to get Samira, as much farm as possible. Try to get her 2 or 3 items under her belt where she can really start to scale, really start to take over the game. Ricky,
I know she has half of one.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, she has the T2 boots, which is really, really nice, but like not having that huge item spike. Like Rockboom has his mythic item. He has the Kraken Slayer. He's going to get that really good damage. He's got the good mythic passive. Samira, not really to that point yet. So any fight right now, unless it's Bastion finding a solo pick or getting a really good dive on somebody, it's not going to be like the easiest setup to get a fight.
For sure. Right now, things have settled just a little bit, but Leona might be trying to change that. Pure MSD sitting in the Saints bush line.
Only level 5,
right
though.
Into Akashi, getting stunned up. Kindred is going to make the approach. He goes over the wall, but it does not matter. Leona's chasing. Here comes Alonso, pushing him back, turning it around into a kill for Akashi. What coordination coming up from the Saints. Bastion Esports is going to have to play things a little bit more calculated if they're going to catch them off this early.
That's the thing. Leona's only level 5, but she's level 6 and has her R. She can immediately stun Akashi before he can flash over the wall. It's going to stop him from connecting over there with Alonso, because, Alonso's like, oh, they're in my jungle. Like, yeah, Akashi, I got your back, bro. Let me come up and help you right now. They go find that kill pretty easily. You trade one flash apiece. They get, I believe it's the exhaust out of Leona, maybe the ignite there. Either way, they're going to get those summoners burned. So right now, Bastion, it's like, the ideas are good. The execution right now, just a little bit off. But the more time you take trying to get these executes, the harder it's going to become. Alonso's going to find the pin. Oh, that's a bad move for Lockstep.
You don't want to see that lollipop.
Down, and he's going down to the dragon. Akashi's got a kill.
Oh, man, another one. This early on in the game, it's only 11 minutes in. Saints,
if Aurelion Sol gets big before late game, this is when it becomes unbearable.
A very bad.
Because the late game is like, when you get to like even like 35, 40 minutes, he's basically like raid boss. Getting any earlier though.
Speaking of raid boss.
Bastion stealing every single kill from Rockboom. They're going to trade summoners here. The exhaust going to go on to Lovers. Rockboom trying to kite his best. That Kindred is low. Ricky's going to find a solo bolo on the top side. Rockboom tagged down so low from MSD.
He's going to make it.
Rockboom 1 HP. He's going to avoid the solar flare there. Akashi's still trying to get this damage, and these Saints right now, though, outplaying top, mid, and bot side.
We just missed it as the camera switched to the middle lane, but Leona actually committed the ultimate and just missed Rockboom last second.
It was close.
Ooh, wow. Like you were saying, speaking of raid boss, Rockboom and technically Biscotti taking 3 champions at the same time and wiping out 2.
Biscotti's 3-0-2 on like the notorious, like, I'm not like, Yuumi can do insane ability power damage, but usually it's like, I am the champ that is literally 100, it's like having a pocket mercy.
Right.
That's the equivalent of Yuumi. That's actually the best comparison. It's like having a pocket mercy, right? Like, yes, I have a pistol. Yeah, you can do damage, but like, you are here to heal.
Absolutely.
Don't get it twisted. But Biscotti,
don't make a mistake.
Biscotti playing as aggressive as he is, he's able to go find 3 kills early in the game. Akashi, though, getting rooted down.
Huge!
Yeah, that's
okay.
Notice it? Did you see something there on the screen?
I don't know. There was like a blue thing. It was kind of weird and scary. I don't know.
Pretty wide AoE there.
And he just goes home like nothing ever happened.
It's a fun champ, man. The rework is fun. Again, fun when you're not playing against it in solo queue. It's super fun to watch, especially watching these guys. I think Akashi is still top 10 in North America on the solo queue leaderboard, too. So this guy is quite literally one of the best mid laners in North America.
I would be surprised if he wasn't. We've seen him play. We've seen what he's able to do. We've seen the havoc that he's wreaked on the Rift on behalf of the St. Clair Saints. He better be top. Otherwise, that's not good news for North America.
Something's wrong with this. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, to be fair, internationally, NA League is, there's definitely room to improve, but,
Hey, take that back. NA all the way.
True, actually. NA Copium all day. Ricky, though, now that he has this level lead, because Olaf and Gwen are similar champs in that fashion, whichever one of these champs is going to be ahead is just going to have a pretty large advantage. Ricky, though,
Lockstep.
I'm going to put that word. Again, Ricky, he has the R. He can go CC immune. He's going to try to run down Lockstep, though. Kai's going to flash it onto Ricky. Ricky might be in a bad spot here. The Gwen
R, no help.
That's not going to be enough. And Ricky looking to maybe try to get the push here. Did pop the... Oh, no. Didn't even have Ghost or Flash for that whole fight. So that was no Ghost, no Flash, just an ultimate and another solo kill. And you're going to burn a couple. He got the flash from Lockstep too, so Ricky, that was a dominant play topside. However, he might have overstayed his welcome just a bit. However, he lands the Q, and MSD, this is not the trade you want to take, my friend. He's going to have to wait for Lovers to come up now. Kindred and Leona, now they're maybe going to finally be able to run Ricky down. Ricky going to maybe try to go for the kill onto MSD. There's the Ignite, though, to stop that heal, and they're finally going to shut down the Olaf.
That is an incredible
Still long
display.
That took
Right. What I want to point out is that's an incredible display of mastery of your character, right? Mastery of your role, mastery of your character, knowledge of the game state, and of your champion's strength relative to your opponents. Very few people would be in a situation where you have an enemy mid laner and a top laner who's level matching, if not one below you, and think, yeah, this is a fight I want to take. Immediately.
I win this.
No
That's
hesitation.
what I love about Ricky, too, is like, especially playing top lane, like, in the last couple of metas, top lane has typically been, you ping the jungler if you want him there. If not, it's understood. I'm not going to see my team till 18 minutes probably, unless we lane swap or try to go farm. So these top laners, they are always looking for an excuse to fight. So the fact that Ricky finds a couple of solo kills, they do get the shutdown, but that's not going to matter. They're finally going to take that top T1 tower, try to fix this lane state just a little bit. But a 7k gold deficit at 15 minutes is massive right now. Massive.
But to finish off the point with that play topside, again, to make a call like that and do it without hesitation instantly, you cannot expect to get anything out of it unless you make it that quick, make it that fast. And Ricky displaying his knowledge of the game and able to turn what would have been either a retreat or maybe even a death for most players, he turns that into a bunch of kills and a tower so quickly, so efficiently. And now we're back middle side. Rock Boom dodging out the stuns, dodging out another one.
MSD's going down.
MSD like it's nothing.
Rock Boom uses the R for good measure. Probably didn't need to use the R there. There's the Yumi R, the lost chapter, trying to find the CC onto Code.
He wants to continue.
Oh my goodness, this Ashe hits like a truck. The Saints are going hunting now.
Backside.
They're going to go into this top side jungle. Lovers is going to get slowed down here. They're going to
meteor
over the wall. There's the meteor.
Oh,
Akashi's going to finish things off. All 5 Saints piecing up the Kindred. Now they're going to set their eyes on this mid lane tower. Kai doing their best in this Gwen W, trying to stay alive, but the Rift Herald is coming down. That midway push is going to be coming down as well. There's the stun. He's going to get knocked up and knocked down. Rock Boom taking yet another victim. This mid tower is going to fall as well. And the Saints right now, I know we're at the 16-minute mark, but they are beginning to set their eyes on this Nexus.
It could be my poppy muscle memory, but that seemed to clip right at the edge. And there's another kill from Akashi, just pouring out the damage, going into the base. Does not care. He's chasing them down. They're taking out the turret. They want to take the inhibitors. We're 16 minutes into the game, 18-3, and the Saints are already cleaning them up like they're just minions.
Yeah, this is Bastion right now is going to need either a Baron steal. Right now, if you're Bastion, I would say you want to play for late game, but you're playing against Yuumi and Aurelion Sol. Playing for late game at this point is a death sentence. That's the thing too, is the Saints are already like they have scaling champs that are already like max capacity. So by the time it's 25 minutes, this Aurelion Sol and this Yuumi are going to be 3 times as good as they are now. So that's the thing with Bastion. You're looking for that early game dominance. You kind of missed your window. And then you just look at the farm as well. Like Rock Boom still so ahead in the farm. 6-1-6. You see the gold lead as well. Rock Boom, that bot lane is a lion's share of that gold. It is a 6K difference in the bot lane. It's a 12K team difference right now before 20 minutes.
And it's just unbelievable how such small decisions can snowball into the course of the game. Like the bottom side, keep in mind, the only deaths on the Saints side right now, 2 of them are on Ricky, to be expected. Top laner playing Olaf aggressive, and then 1 of them on Rock Boom.
And they traded 2 of the kills,
Right, and they had to commit the Kindred. So with this long-term game plan in mind from the Saints, and they still turned it around into an early game advantage, it's really hard for Bastion to find a win condition here, but that does not mean they're going to give up.
This is not a good fight for Bastion.
The stun interrupted by the poppy wall. Rock Boom pouring into the damage.
Oh, he got 3.
Unbelievable! Rock Boom actually goes down for once in his life, and now you have Alonso fighting for his life on the top side. Lovers is going to be there to push him back.
This Aurelion Sol is oppressive right now. Bastion does get a couple kills back the other way.
The meteor!
Trying to find some shutdowns,
it's huge!
but from the stars he reigns. Akashi finds another one.
The 1v1,
and it is all but elementary to take that last kill. Akashi running rampant on the Rift with this Aurelion Sol. 23-5 in the kill department. He's going to have his eyes set on this middle inhibitor. That bot side inhibitor about to go down to Ricky as well once this tower falls. And the Saints right now, it's looking like a 20-minute Baron and potentially an end angle.
You know what I just realized? Ricky was just spotting the entire time.
Yeah, split push. That's top lane, literally top lane, get a bunch of kills, get a couple items, especially as Olaf. If he split pushes alone in a lane, he pops R, he can run away from this entire team.
Right.
They have no way to catch him. They're going to try to turn this fight onto Akashi, but trying to catch Olaf, Yuumi, and Aurelion Sol. Have fun with that one, Bastion.
Oh, there's Biscotti. I'm like, where's that little guy going?
They did a TP flank, though, I think, Gwen. Gwen actually did TP to flank these guys, so maybe they can set up a dive here. The only thing is, they're not really going to be well-timed. Gwen is going to pop the R.
They do have Alonso coming on the left side.
That's the only thing. Yeah, the longer this fight takes, the better the Saints is going to have a chance of winning this one out. Lockstep going to get tagged low. He looks like he's going to go down. Akashi's good for 1. The damage is too much. Ricky is going crazy with the 2-piece. Make it a triple for Ricky. Top laner going crazy there. The Saints, honestly, if they have a couple waves pushed in here, I think they could actually win. I know I said I think they could win 2 or 3 times, but legitimately, it's either a 20-minute Baron and push to end, or they look to end the game right here.
I mean, 2 inhibitors already down, just 1 turret stopping the top side, and they're already hitting
it's actually game over, I think.
Yeah,
they have enough AD, it's going to be game over.
9 seconds before
no timer
response.
And look at Akashi. Ratting and spawn. Look at the damage, the lost chapter. They're trying to farm the kills in the Nexus. At the very least, look at the Poppy ultimate as well. They're keeping Bastion zoned off the entire time. All that stands left is this Nexus, and there is a double minion push on this Nexus. It's only going to take a couple more seconds here. Bastion digging in their heels, but I'll tell you what, it looks like it's going to be too little, too late. 20 minutes and 13 seconds, all it takes for the Saints to take control, take over, and take the first game of the series.
Absolutely. And after that game, the castle has crumbled. The Bastion has been destroyed. St. Clair Saints takes game 1 in the ACL group stage matchup, and in quite the decisive fashion, Jobin.
Yeah, not the draft I thought we were going to expect at all. Maybe from either side, to be fair. The side of Bastion, a lot of champs that we have seen in pro play, I guess for the Saints, kind of the same way, but not a draft that I expected to see the Saints bust out. So I guess Yuumi is still a champ that still does pretty well in League of Legends. That's good to know, I guess, even after the rework. And that's the thing. Aurelion Sol and Yuumi, their comp was really, really good for the late game. The fact they got ahead in the early game, honestly, the game was doomed at about 15 minutes. Bastion was going to have to literally wait for 35 minutes, flip Baron, flip Elder, or find like 7 picks in a row somehow. And that's the thing. They tried a lot of times to get those dives to find those picks, but Ricky would either, have some nice movement, or Rock Boom would be able to get away, and just then you have Kindred sitting in the bush 25, 30 seconds and nothing gets done.
Right. And like we mentioned at the very start of the game, that aggression from Rock Boom, from Baschetti, literally they could not get to the first
couldn't
wave.
Farm.
It's stuff like that you obviously that's huge.
It seems small at minute 2, but
that really could have actually just lost the game, right? And it's not even, it sounds like we're discrediting Bastion here. That composition from players of that caliber is no small feat. It's nothing easy to overcome. So Bastion is just going to have to go back to the drawing board, see what strategies they can pull out to work against the Saints. They can pick out the weaknesses. The Saints definitely are able to fall. We've seen it happen before.
It's League too. Stuff happens.
Absolutely.
We saw them get knocked out of NACL with a Gangplank pentakill when they were shoving it on the enemy Nexus. So quite literally anything can happen in this game. That's why it's so much fun though, because game 2, I'm honestly expecting 2 completely different drafts. I don't think Aurelion Sol's going to get through for the Saints. Not exactly sure what we're going to see for pick and bans, but other than that, we are going to throw it to a very, very quick break in between games here. We will catch you guys back in just a few with game 2. And welcome back in, everybody. St. Clair Saints versus Bastion in this ACL. I think it's week 3 for League of Legends now. Saints did take game 1 win in about 20 minutes and 13 seconds, I believe the time was. So definitely, at least partially, the birthday present Rockboom was looking and hoping for. He played extremely well. The bot lane, we saw Biscotti busted out the Yuumi. Yuumi fresh off the rework. Aurelion Sol fresh off the rework. Akashi piloted that beautifully. Back into picking bans, and look who Bastion banned first.
Oh, I am definitely not surprised about that.
Just like we were at the same meta 6 months ago. Once Yuumi hurts your feelings one time, never again.
I am equally unsurprised about the Caitlyn ban.
Yeah.
And again, the Sylas ban.
Yeah.
There
They're actually making a video game about Sylas too, I think on PlayStation. It's like a dungeon crawler almost.
Oh, Dungeon Crawler. I thought it was the RPG. Or did they already release that?
I don't think
Like
I don't know if
Rune
it's like the
something.
Mage Seeker. Yeah, it's a different thing actually. Yeah, Viego is the Rune King. Sylas is like the Mage Seeker.
Gotcha.
It's right. Yeah, they're making all the off-brand stuff. But I mean, look, I mentioned I didn't think we'd see Yuumi and Aurelion Sol this game. In the first 2 bans from Bastion, Yuumi and Aurelion Sol, they said we're not having any of that. We are going to see Saints ban away almost. Bedge away Banwani. Ban away Sejuani there. One of those high-tempo junglers. Super, super strong. Nice early ganking power. One of the top junglers. Karma banned away for Bastion. So, right, not much difference here.
All about standard besides the Yuumi ban. And
Well, Yuumi ban is standard. It was like, I think Yuumi was like almost 100% pick or ban rate for like years because it was that broken. It was like that polarizing in the community. It was like, yeah.
Can't say I'm surprised.
It's crazy
quite
what a
a
cat with a little book this big can do to a whole community in an entire game.
Oh, and speaking of standard, is the Gragas first pick
Gragas.
standard?
Gragas, not necessarily in the first pick slot, but
Right.
Gragas has been getting picked a ton more. I think the last month especially. I think he might have got some set of buffs, but I've been seeing Faker play it. I've been seeing it in all the pro leagues rising up. Solo queue has been rising up a lot in pick rate as well. So now we are going to see Bastion opting in for that Olaf on the top side, and they are going to pick Lulu as that Enchanter bot side support. And Lulu, one of the best supports in the game, has been one of the better supports for a very, very long time. Just super, super safe. Pair it with something like a Zeri, something like I'm blanking right now. Either way, Zeri would be good with it. However, Rockboom is going to get his Tristana. Happy birthday, buddy. You get to play your one trick.
Absolutely. They must have given it to him. They're like, hey, man. They probably exchanged information.
They must not have checked his OPGG. I was going to say, if they exchange info, I feel like that they might not have let him get away with
or
this
they probably did check it, saw that it was his birthday. Well, you don't put your
good guys. No,
OPGG.
maybe they're good guys, man. Bastion, good guys, man. Either way,
sure.
though.
Either way, yep, we get the Tristana pick. LeBlanc. Olaf, they said, Bastion, they took one of my favorite phrases. If you can't beat him, join him.
Yeah, listen, the champ is good. So listen, Olaf is one of those, pretty safe top lanes. Like we said, you're able to get out of trouble, able to get in and around. Okay, Aphelios. Oh, yeah, Aphelios. Yeah, Aphelios and Lulu, also a pretty common pairing. Just an ADC.
Yeah. He looks like an ADC.
His mechanics are unique because he has like 4 different guns he switches from like while fighting. Okay. So you'll see like 2 little colors, and like the phrase I think is like red and white don't fight typically. So it's like if he has those 2 guns, like don't fight him.
It came up with a phrase for it.
I think it's just a community thing. I've heard it for like on literally every stream, everything ever. It's like red and white don't fight. That's like the rule of thumb with Aphelios.
And then what are the other ones then? Green and
Jax
blue.
is banned 4th. That's what it is.
That's
yeah.
And
it doesn't have quite the same ring to it, but either way.
It's a very weird phrase to be saying about someone completely.
Yeah, I know. Either way, that's gonna be Ricky's Jax. So Ricky, that's one of his picks main away. Yeah, Bastion once again. They're not gonna have that 5th ban slot. So Jax, one of Ricky's stronger champions. Olaf, Jox. Wow, Jax, Darius. All these champs are in Ricky's champ pool.
Rest, buddy?
Apparently, only a 20-minute game, which is great. We've done like 4-hour series before, and it has been an issue. I got a 20. It's a Yuumi. The Yuumi melted my brain.
They played like a 2-hour game, but condensed it down to 20 minutes.
Yeah,
We had,
2 hours of information to process and get through there. But yeah, Aphelios, Lulu, Jax, Poppy. So I guess if you can't beat him, join him. It definitely is going to apply to this draft.
Absolutely. They're picking out some of these stronger, more fighting-oriented champions, if I'm not mistaken, and that might be what they realize they're missing out on. It feels like they want to be able to compete a little bit earlier on. They don't want to leave things in the hands of Saints, make them wait for a mistake. They want to force mistakes, and Nautilus might make that a little bit difficult.
I was going to say forcing mistakes. This is the champ that I said it during the break too. Biscotti is typically like, he plays like those like degenerate champs that just hook, roam, perma, like Pike, mobility boots,
say that a lot.
Nautilus. We see, I'm sure he's got some blitzcrank in him as well. Just a bunch of champs like that. He's super heavy engaged. So to see him play the Yuumi and play literally flawlessly, max of the Darksteel, get the Magi. I think he went like 3-0-16 or something as the Yuumi. But now Nautilus, typically something we see him more on. Karthus actually going to be picked up, and Karthus, I think that's going to be, where's that going? Mid? Karthus mid. Not something I've seen too. Usually Karthus.
Is he top now or something?
It would be jungle or possibly support, depending on the meta. But I think that's going to be a mid, because Lulu is definitely not flexing. Aphelios is not flexing. Olaf and Poppy are not going to flex, I don't believe, because Olaf and Poppy are not playing mid. There's 0% chance, especially into LeBlanc. That would be that would be a nightmare for whoever's playing that Olaf. So they're not going to want to do that one. We are going to see the Graves coming due for Alonso, though. So Graves in the jungle.
Right.
Graves is one of those junglers. He wants level 2, level 3, ride around with that double barrel shotgun, and go find as many kills as possible. But I definitely, I said we'd see 2 different drafts, and I was almost right to a T besides a couple of those picks. But the Karthus pick is the one that sticks out to me a lot.
Right. And, they can put Karthus wherever they want. I see a Lulu in the game. I'm happy. One of my favorite champions.
I'm a simple man. I see Lulu, I watch.
Yeah. I love the Gigantify or whatever that.
The Polymorph?
Polymorph? I like the one where it makes him big. That's it.
Oh, yeah. It's a different. Yeah, I don't remember exactly which.
It's just fun. Highly interactive spell.
Look at this, though.
And a highly interactive game.
Speaking
we are
of
getting into,
interactive.
ladies and gentlemen, ACL week 3 or 4.
Week 3.
Yeah,
They're 1-1. One game a week, but they're 1-1.
Got it.
They won last week, just off stream.
Playing for the pride, playing for the prize. St. Clair Saints versus Bastion Esports. Game 2 is underway.
Yeah, Saints already getting a little bit cheeky in this this blue buff in the side of the Bastion's jungle here. Maybe trying to get this early kill. Karthus, I'm not. So it actually is going to be Karthus jungle. Okay, actually, this is what I should have said. Karthus has really, really good clear for a lot of the camps. I was going to say Karthus jungle would make a lot more sense than actually it would mid, because mid I was a little bit like, I'm not so sure that'll be a fun matchup into a LeBlanc there. But Poppy mid, I don't think I've seen a Poppy mid in quite some time, Ricky. Top laners, listen, level 1, they're never going to kill each other. Unless someone gets baited into running under tower or the jungler gets involved, it's just, there's very few times they're going to end up finding that kill. Look at this invade, though. The Saints, they're going to walk away with this blue buff. Alonso getting some counter jungling down. So this is one thing Graves is really good for. Another thing he's good for is shooting out the pause button there. Unfortunately, going to get us into a bit of a tech pause there. Once again, quick look at the fellas on stage. That handsome young man on the far left, that's our Rockman. That's our birthday boy. Quick shout out to him once again. Every time we see him on screen, I'll give him a nice shout. I told him I would earlier today. There's the zoom in. There's the birthday boy. Everyone's singing chat for him. Happy birthday.
If I don't see 100 messages in the chat saying happy birthday, we're banning everybody. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. On the Saints Twitter, we had to see, I heart rock booms in the chat all across the board. I mean, listen, this guy, the way he's been playing especially, he deserves all the praise in the world. This team in general, the way they've played this semester, this team, the League of Legends team here has always been super, super strong. They've always made very deep runs in CLOL and NACE and all these other leagues, but they just always couldn't really get over the hump, whether it was a team like Maryville or some of these other like titans of the collegiate scene. This team, though, the way they've constructed now, having a deep 6-7 man roster, having 3 guys that hit the top 10 of the North American ladder. This is a team now, especially watching that game 1. They're a lot more confident than they used to be, I think, at least in certain stretches. And I mean, the way they've played so far has been super, super strong.
If you're asking me, I feel like every single player on this team has a potential to be world class. I feel like all they need to do is find the way to make all of their strengths and weaknesses, synergies, everything coalesce together to be the one perfect storm before we see them really shining. And they are definitely on their way, showing us what they're capable of every single game. And we are back into the action. We have Olaf throwing his axe just to prove that we are back in. And the hook already comes up from Biscotti, making his presence known. Here we are. The game is underway. Just a huge wake-up slap.
Yeah.
Like you thought we were paused. We're back, okay? Here's a slap to remind you, and more action coming out in the top lane. Bottom lane, last game, despite Aurelion Sol being an astral dragon, it was actually the bottom lane that was the center of orbit for the entire game. And I was waiting to make that pun since the draft. I was going to do it for the pause.
Oh, look at they're going all in.
They're leaping in.
I think they're going to find this kill possibly. The exhaust on the Rockboom, though, he's not going to have that W to go back in. Now they're going to try to find some damage over on the Cope. But look at Alonso. Yeah, Alonso. The only problem is there's no wave under the tower, so Rockboom maybe going to try to clear away this wave as fast as possible. Try to get this thing shoved under tower, and then they can maybe set up a dive, but these health bars going back up a Bastion. So this dive is going to be a little bit tricky if they decide to do it, but someone like Graves, he can dash in, dash out, can do a lot of damage in a short time period. I wonder if they're going to go for the dive here. They have to get this wave to crash, though. They're going to get that little crash. Now they're going to try to set this thing up here. Alonso going to try to get the near site there. The Polymorph's going to land. The shots go through. It's actually going to be first blood over to Bastion. Rockboom is going to answer back with the kill, so it's not going to be too bad for the Saints, but that Aphelios is going to get 400 gold.
Absolutely, and it was quite the scary play to make, but they made it work absolutely.
And that's the confidence I was saying. Like that, the way how long that took to set up, a lot of teams might have gone, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe we're going to mess it up. Like, let's not bother going for it. They're like, no, we're going to try to go on for one here at least.
The mental of your players, the ability to make a decision, whether or not it's the right or wrong
one.
You have to make decisions fast. And that's hugely
Baited the
underestimated.
tower shot. The flash doesn't matter. The Q's going to find the kill. Solo Bolo topside. It looked like Lovers did end up pathing topside anyway, so it looks like Ricky probably wasn't going to be getting out of there alive. He is going to get that flash burn. Kai not burning any summoner spells, so Bastion, much better start to the early game. You found a kill top and bot side. Now it's just going to be about keeping Rockboom behind as long as possible, because for those who have not seen, if you're new to the channel, his Tristana is pretty good.
Very good, as one may say. And before we get too far off of the point there with that bottom gank from Alonso, as a jungler player back in my day when I was playing this game actively myself, time is money. So the fact that they got a kill out of that instead of him standing in the bush for like 30 seconds and then worst case, someone dies, they get no kills, or they accomplish nothing. You really needed something to happen there. So the Saints are really happy, even if it cost them their support, they got something done. The momentum is going to go forward here. They are not going to have to play catch up with the Graves, and the jungle plays are only going to get.
Oh, they're ganking top again, I think. Looks like Lover is going to try to path top side here. Ricky gonna have to be careful if he runs in on a Kai here. Kai has flash and ghost. Ricky's going to step a little bit too far up here. He's going to start to get hacked away with these axes. He's got to be careful. The slow coming through from the Karthus there. Lovers trying to get as much magic damage over onto Ricky as he can. The Q, the all-in Ricky. You're going down in just a moment or two. That's going to be a kill over to the jungler. Bastion right now getting all these lanes working. Timmy's and Akashi trying to get this mid wave shoved in. Looks like that bot side tower going to be a little bit of gold into Rockboom's pocket. And right now, the way this game has started off, Rockboom has a pretty significant lead in farm. I'm going to be trying to play off Rockboom. Respectfully to Ricky, this is one of those games you leave him up there to dry. It sounds harsh, it sounds cruel, it sounds callous, but Ricky's not really worth anything if he dies. He's not going to be worth that much gold. He's not going to be worth that much XP. You're basically now try to play around Rockboom. If Rockboom can find even 2 kills on his own, this will pretty much even up the entire game.
And no matter what, if Gragas has 1 item or 100, as long as he can throw the barrel.
And once he gets level 6, once Ricky hits level 6, then it's a lot harder to gank. Because, the jungler walks up, see ya, kick you over the wall. So once he hits that level 6, so Ricky right now, even though he's level 4, that's why you see him being so aggressive too. He's like, okay, like, come gank me again, I guess.
Akashi.
I'm pretty even in CS. There's Akashi, though. That's a solo kill for the mid laner. Yeah, LeBlanc. This is where we're talking about that Poppy pick. It's a little bit trickier to farm with Poppy, especially into that LeBlanc. Akashi doing what he can with Lovers here. Akashi does have that level advantage. Is going to miss the chains, though. The damage is a lot, though. This jungler being very aggressive.
Alonso there now, pushing him in. It looks like it. Camera. Oh, man. Okay. Look, they backed off. Karthus, he got out of there.
Thing with Karthus, too, is once he dies, you know how, like, Sion has the passive where he goes into, like, mummy mode or, like, zombie mode, it runs people down? Karthus it's casting spells. It's casting his Q ability. So even if he dies, we're going to see the R and the flash come through. Ricky's getting chopped to pieces here.
The Olaf privilege.
Doesn't have level 6 yet. Now Olaf, level 6, is going to be down. If Ricky can hit level 6 somehow on one of these minions, he could be in for a very good time. He has to be careful, though, trying to get as much heal up as he can. Now he's going to make a run for it. Is going to find that healing, trying to proc that passive to get more healing. This Q from Kai might be enough to take down Ricky, and it will be. Chops him down once more. Ricky going to fall on that top side yet again.
I'll tell you what, Joven, that axe does a lot more damage than it looks like for something you just toss out so casually. That chunk down a Gragas,
it's
massive.
Olaf is very strong, especially in the early game. Oh, Biscotti. Just gonna whiff on a hook there. Once again, these two players love to be super aggressive. There's Aphelios too. You get like the chain. You chain the purple shot. You can get like a double stun. Alonso now, topside dive on Alonso. Lockstep and Kai and Lovers all here trying to gang up on him. He's gonna get taken down. Lockstep gonna be able to eat a couple of those tower shots. So Bastion right now mobilizing, getting around these lanes and finding value where they can. Now they're gonna take some of these Saints resources. Could potentially be a Rift Charge zone. Ricky, though, dives over the wall. That's going to be a kill for Ricky. Just in a second or two here. One more auto attack and one more Q. Lockstep.
Does he spare him
Ricky
here?
Doesn't have, he's still not level 6, though. That's why Ricky can only do so much. Now Akashi's here. He's going to get the kill to Akashi. That's a lot more value getting that gold into your mid laner.
He's still not level 6. What's going on?
He's been dead 3 times. He hasn't been in lane to get XP. That's the only thing, too, is like the thing about dying, the biggest thing is like not necessarily that Kai is getting so far ahead. It's like Ricky can't farm and can't get XP. Absolutely. So he's still not at that level 6, which means Kai, that's why when Kai hit level 6, instantly pops are like, I know you can't counter me right now.
I thought that by the time he killed the mid
laner,
he would have level 6, but Rockboom pushing it, he's got the level himself, but he's so low, so close. Pure MSD's not going to be in the range to finish off the kill, and Biscotti and Alonso want to wrap it up, and Akashi's on the back line, goes underneath the tower. They want the kill, they want it bad, and they get it, taking out Pure MSD. Saints evening out the score, and now I can't make the point I was going to make before that the scores were even. It's just from the previous game.
Oh, they're going to get one more too.
Oh, that's another one.
The
Lovers going down underneath the tower.
Bastion can tank. Yep.
Gets it to Akashi.
Beautiful job. There's that Karthus R though. You can use that after the fact he dies as well. Oh, the R from Kai though. Too much damage is going to pop that Ghost, and that Corrupting Pot, or rather that Health Potion, is going to get away to safety. So we're seeing a lot of action across the Rift here. The Saints though, luckily, Rockboom got those 2 kills I was talking about. Akashi is getting very, very fed. Has 8 stacks on the Dark Seal. Is starting to build a decent gold lead. So this mid laner, this Akashi, and knowing LeBlanc too, being able to kind of phase over walls, skate all over the map, and find so much damage is going to be so powerful for you. And you can see the level disadvantage too. I mean, Rockboom's level 6. Coat is not level 6 yet. Pure MST just at level 6 a little while ago, I believe. So even though the kills were kind of going in Bastion's favor, the Saints getting more valuable kills. Because right, like after Ricky's first death, the last 3 meant like the same as one Akashi kill.
Right, and let's just go back in time a little bit here. Oh, not just quite yet. Akashi,
should be okay. Yeah, got the CC.
Mid. He is going to get out of here. But yeah, let's go back in time a little bit when the score was 2-5 in favor of Bastion.
Yeah.
One thing, again, back in the previous game of Saints, it was 5-2. But the net worth was a much bigger gap. I think it was about a 5K gold difference between the Saints and Bastion Esports when the Saints were at the 5-2. But even now, when it was 2-5 in favor of Bastion, I think they only had about like 2,000 more gold in the Saints.
I think it was 200.
Approximately.
It was that, because that's what I mean, like right after, like the kills do get you gold and XP, but like literally Ricky's last 3 deaths didn't really, all it meant was Ricky didn't get level 6 and didn't get farm.
So that's
all it means is Kai gets ahead in farm, basically.
That's the difference between having the kills on the enemy top lane versus on the enemy bottom lane.
And getting a kill, especially after like one of these members gets a kill. If the Saints get a shutdown, you get extra gold in the back pocket, so getting those bounties as well can be very, very good.
Sometimes getting kills can just mean more money for your opponents later on. With
I mean, that's the way League is with the objective bounties. That's the thing. If you fall behind by 20 minutes, you get all T1 towers objective bounties. You get somebody with like a 700 gold shutdown. Like 3 kills swings 3-4K gold depending on the game state. So it's one of those comeback mechanics that is kind of love and hate in League, especially just because of how severe it seems sometimes. Like let's say being up 5K gold, losing 3 kills, you feel like you should lose your entire lead over like a 3-minute mistake. But that's kind of the way the game goes sometimes. It depends on if you can capitalize on those objectives, though. Now we're going to see that bot lane of Bastion trying to get the shove back in. Akashi.
Sketty's coming around the river.
Around the mid lane. Yeah, not really going to be able to make a play, though. Aphelios and Lulu. Lulu having R as well, just going to be kind of that, like, disengaged tool, yeah.
Now that they're relatively even, things are probably going to calm down a little bit. We're probably not going to see anything.
Not to objectives, yeah. Saints took the dragon. There's no Herald on the map right now. The Karthus already got the Herald, so.
Right, things are probably going to be a little bit neutral until a catalyst comes by and starts causing fires, aka.
Or until someone decides to just have like a League player moment and just go mental trying to dive someone.
You mean Rockboom?
I mean, he's playing Tristana, so naturally he's looking for the angle 24/7.
Absolutely.
With rightfully so as well.
Yeah, it's what you got to do, and it's definitely what you got to do if you want to win and win decisively, like they did last game. A lot of confident plays, a lot of moments where, you know, lesser men might have not made certain plays, but the Saints here absolutely do. And Kali.
Oh, nice R by Ricky.
Like
has to get the flash.
Tower dive. Oh, okay. No, I thought the tower was gonna kill him out there, but Ricky, again. Like we said, you can kill him all you want. It's not going to lead to much of a gold advantage. You're not putting him too far back, because again, he's going to get level 6.
It's just a little bit of farm, yeah. It's going to be like maybe half of a night. Like he's going to be like slower to get his items and stuff. But you can see there, like Ricky, all he needed was his R. That's why I said like trying to bait people into going under tower as the top laner. Use that R. You throw Olaf under tower. Like I don't care if you're immune to CC. You're eating tower shots. You're eating 2 or 3 of those. All of a sudden, this fight's pretty even. This fight though looked a lot more even for Bastion a moment ago. Alonzo though is going to be waiting in the wings. They're trying to get the bait. I think Rockboom did a little too much damage. Almost there, they backed away in time. The hook gets landed. The stopwatch from Biscetti, very well timed. They're gonna see if they can find the dive.
Oh,
no,
1 HP.
Just down to 1. There's
channeling the ultimate to get anything. No,
that's not doing it. Only has Leandri, so that's not doing that much damage right now. And this is the dive angle for Akashi. Akashi's going to skirt over on the back line. Rockboom is going to find that kill, though. 3-0-1 on the Trist and pure MSD.
There we go.
You are a moment left on the Rift. You are going down 2. And this mid-bot combo right now starting to snowball something fierce.
So, again, things were relatively even. Skills were even. Gold's relatively even. But, again, a heads-up play from the States. They recognize an opportunity. They take it.
And literally the 2 players they want gold on, they have.
Okay.
Gragas and Graves, it's fantastic to have, but You want LeBlanc and Rockboom being super fed. Ricky has to fight off a 2v1 here, trying to get the tower dive to stop there. The tower shots maybe too much for Kai there. Not going to find the trade. Rockboom is going to get that bot side shove. So once again, yes, it helps your top side. Yes, you might get a shove into that top side. And Ricky doesn't have his full item yet either. That's the thing too. Ricky, once he gets his actual Rod of Ages item, he'll be able to compete a lot better. Rockboom,
Solo
so
kill.
much damage. Solo kills traded. However, for the Aphelios, you're going to get a little extra gold in the back pocket. Rockboom, though, is going to get that XP. They're going to try to finish this second item. Looks like going for Infinity Edge or something along those lines second, but...
Why recall when you can just kill the enemy ADC
hey,
at the same
they're
time?
like, you need item, I need item, let's just kill each other.
Yeah,
it's easy.
The worst part, and it's a soul-crushing feeling coming up from Coat. He just died. He
Thinking he had the fight won, yeah.
And then he dies right again. That is so much time. Again, I said time is money on junglers, even more so for your ADC, and time is even more money if your name is Akashi, and you're getting free gold off of pure MSD on the mid side, but not quite.
Poppy just doesn't do that. And that's the thing too, this Poppy is building tank Poppy, which is typically the build. You're going to try to be that tanky. Akashi, yeah, trying to hit that little phase rush ability. Either way though, yeah, he's going to back off there.
Wow.
Top side, so many of these members top. Okay, the Rift Herald is now top, so I can see the top attention. Now Lockstep getting into skirmish in that mid lane. He's got a lot of HP though. That Poppy, super tanky, very hard to kill. She's building basically all HP items right now. Pop that potion to heal up as well. Alonso is going to find the kill on the Kai, so they actually turned this around. Lovers maybe couldn't really link up there in time. That's the thing with Karthus too.
Rockboom
is really bad for engaging. Oh, Lovers is going down, and he's going down quick. A massive crit. Rockboom, he hit a fat critical shot there at the end. He's going to speed up the process to getting these items under his belt, and like we said, this guy Rockboom
on the side there, trying to set something up sneaky.
Yeah, he's trying to find a hook. They're going to try to crash this wave and find a hook.
Rockboom and Alonso on the left side. They're
they're going to dive. They're going to collapse.
He's probably going to burst down really quickly. Musketti on the side, he's going right in. He gets the ultimate off. Airborne, that's an insta-kill onto Coat. Rockboom tower diving in, but he gets pushed off by the Gigantify.
That actually, honestly, it actually saved Rockboom because he was going to take 2 tower shots and be dead 100%. It actually ended up saving his life.
Just maybe.
He was like, no, he jumped under tower while shooting. He was cooked if he didn't get bounced off.
Absolutely. Regardless of that, though, pure MSD is going to be breathing a huge sigh of relief.
Well, for now. They're going to lose Dragon. The waves are not in a good spot. The bot wave is getting completely shoved in. The mid wave is not really in a good spot either. The Saints have 2 drags, and Rockboom is fed.
It really is. I don't want to discredit Bastion at all. They are playing so well. But when you look at the scoreboard, it really is hard to imagine
it's opening now.
A route for them to escape. Because when you look at the scoreboard, you look at the kills, and the way they're distributed across the team, you have 6 kills on Rockboom, 5 on Akashi. But then you look on the other side, you have 1 on the mid laner for Bastion.
Oh, Akashi takes down another one. Lovers in a bad way as well. The blue buff getting a little bit too greedy in the Saints jungle.
He wants action.
Hand caught in the cookie jar. He's going to pop that R, see if he can find any last kills here. That Leandry is not going to proc quite enough damage there. The blue buff definitely not going to end up being worth it either way, though the Saints find the kill. Kai has to be careful in this top side as well. A couple of Saints trying to link up here. Maybe trying to get Ricky one of these kills here. Trying to get Ricky some revenge for getting back in this game. But either way, right now, these wave states, so strong for Saints. And right now, we talked about it too. Rockboom just so good on this ADC. This Tristana, so much damage. Trades Coat straight up.
Are you
has an
kidding
HP
me?
disadvantage. Eats the Gale Force. Coat doesn't flash, doesn't heal though, so could have popped the heal maybe. Granted, Rockboom once again hits a giga crit shot on him, basically not 100 to 0, but it's 25 to 0. Yeah, Akashi 20 stacks on the Magi's as well, which means he is hitting like a truck, which means Rockboom is hitting like a truck. And right now the Saints, I mean, a 5v5 fight straight up. Bastion is going to get worked. However, looking for these picks like this is going to be your way to try to get back in the game.
Again, it's to go back to the point I was making just before, 7 kills on your ADC, 7 kills on your mid laner, and most
and just
deaths
compare it to
on
who they're
your
playing
team.
against. Yeah.
For Bastion Esports is on your ADC. You do not want to see that, and you do not want to see Alonso killing your mid laner underneath the tower for free seemingly and taking out the turret in the process. It is so hard, and it is just goes to show the importance of the kill distribution, the way gold is allocated, the way resources and time is spent. That's one of my favorite part about MOBAs in general.
Yeah.
The way you can see the resource breakdown is like a mini economy forming where you can farm the market of Ricky Top.
Yeah, the macroeconomics.
Like his value is going down with each kill. You can't keep allocating your portfolio.
It's like dumping money into
well, I'm putting all my stocks on Baschetti's hooks, getting the kill right in the middle lane, taking out PRMSD with the hook. Coat is just riding the coattails of the wind that pushed him out there, barely escaping. Ricky is going to stun up Kali, and the rest of the Saints are chasing him down the river. Akashi is going to go right for the bush. He might even find
He's
Coat
going to dash
right
up the
there.
wall and kill him probably.
Coat is going to make himself known. Akashi going right back into the pit.
There it is.
There we go. Alonso trying to get them off. Coat is unfortunately going to have to be the one bearing the brunt of this gank. And now we just have Lovers trying his best to defend the tower.
It's
Ricky
not simply a gank, it's a massacre. Akashi, he's going to get that Poppy art of proc. Lovers is going to find the kill into Ricky, so they're going to get one back. However, Baschetti's got his eyes set on Lockstep. Lockstep doesn't have that, or actually does still have the R, I believe. Going to have it up for a little up soon. The flash, not going to matter. Rock Boom, always where he needs to be. Baschetti, Rock Boom, and Akashi. This is why this comp is so good. You can jump over the walls with both of these members. Nautilus can hook a minion and even get over a wall. And honestly, I think for Bastion, the issue is they have no damage. Karthus right now building Leandri's Anguish is like an anti-tank item.
Right.
It does decent ability power. It gives you some burn on some enemies. Poppy is building tank. She's going to do virtually zero damage to this comp. Kai has very good on-hit damage, but you don't really have that range. You can't really like kite people and do any damage. So if Aphelios is behind, he's the only one. Like, if Aphelios is dead in these fights, they have quite literally zero damage source. Like, they're not going to have any way to get in these fights. And when Aphelios is 2-7 and getting hard focused, honestly, Bastion, like, their win condition is get Aphelios fed right now, and I just don't see how they're going to do it.
Unless Bastion can purchase an item that reduces the ADC carry by 5 levels and maybe by 10k net worth.
Like, turns Rock Boom's monitor off or something like that?
Yeah, something like anything like that. But even then, like, they'll probably be able to tell Rock Boom where to click.
He'll hear the pings, he'll hear the pings. They're like, oh, that's top side pixel brush, question mark ping.
Absolutely, and we have Olaf doing his best to deter the push.
Gonna go down.
Baschetti, he actually might go down here. Absolutely is going down. Akashi is looking really low, but he just vanishes.
Yep.
That's the power of LeBlanc.
The stun.
Poppy pushing it back, but
no
he's still
damage.
up. But Karthus' ultimate is probably going to take him out. No, not even that. Akashi still standing in the face of all this damage. But go get the kill, Ricky.
Yeah, Leandri's actually, Akashi is going to fall to that Leandri. So that item, that burn damage I was talking about, actually does end up chipping down LeBlanc. So that's going to be a lot of gold into Bastion's back pocket. They're still going to be down about 6k, but that's going to be a ton of gold. And this might be a 20-minute Baron for them as well.
They could take it. They don't. They took a fight right next to it.
Having Olaf too. Olaf does a lot of damage to the Baron.
There's no contest there. They have the jungler as well. You know,
TP.
That makes them feel even safer.
Yeah, the Saints don't have any wards to
But they are rushing down with the Hextech gates. They are just pushing through. They actually might get there in time to do something about it. Rock Boom is still down, but you have Baschetti. You have Alonso, but they don't get it in time. They are going to be able to get some cleanups.
They're going to stop the backs.
Yep.
Oh, they're going to go all the way in here. Yeah, those Baron buffs. That's the thing. If you take Baron, yes, it's great and all, but if you shut down those backs, that Baron buff is going to go to waste. Baschetti, though, he's going to get turned on, and this can be the problem with Olaf. When he gets close to you, he can run you down like you stole something. Can be so hard to kill. Ricky's waddling his way to the backside, but it's not going to matter. Alonso's taking care of business now. Ricky, maybe going to try to land the R here. Maybe Ricky going to try to go for the bomba.
Look at the mini-map. Rock is in the area.
Lulu going to find the kill. Alonso is going to fall there. Saints right now, actually, this is how Bastion has to get back in the game, and the Saints right now just gave them a very, very large win condition back in.
Right, Saints recognizing the situation, recognizing, hey, we might not be able to stop the Baron.
Like, remember the gold was like 8k? It's like 3 now.
Yep,
and 2 minutes. Difference. That's what some of the comebacks and the shutdowns, like, that quickly things change.
Bastion taking risks, taking opportunities, making the worst of the situation, making the best out of some of the worst
The best of the worst, yeah.
Right, and they see the opportunity to go for the Baron, and again, Saints recognizing that.
Wow.
Rock Boom slaying PRMSD just casually and taking out the top tower.
That's the thing with that confuses me in the sense because Tristana is notorious for shredding towers, especially going all in and killing somebody. I don't know why pure MSD would be that far up without a flash, without exhaust. He's one-on-one with Rock Boom. Rock Boom is going to hit that. If you can't tell, he's going to hit W and he's going to jump on anyone he sees, especially when he can basically 100 to 0 the squishy support on the other team. Yeah, and
the Bloodthirster as well.
And pure MSD has the Moonstone, doesn't have any items other fully completed yet. Has the Oblivion Orb, which is good for anti-heal, but the Saints don't really want to do quite that much healing. Rock Boom has some lifesteal there as well, but right now Bastion gave that kill away. Saints are going to take third Dragon as well, and Hextech one is a good one.
Absolutely. The Saints, again, trying to recoup some of the losses there. The gold gap is going to increase quite a bit. We went from about a 3K difference back up to about like a 5K difference. They are doing their best to salvage from what they can from the Saints' mistakes here. And they
this Baron buff is invisible now, though. I almost forgot they took Baron at this point.
I honestly did as well.
And this is the good thing, too. This is like why Baron, yes, it sucks to give it up, but if you can find 2 kills on the backside of it, just like Akashi, space gliding all over MSD. That's 100-0. If you blinked, you might have missed it. They're going to take the tower. They might try to shove for the in-hit. Block stuff on the backside. Double stun, though. The chain's going to come out for Akashi there. The Olaf going to pop bar, try to get away. The Bomba going to try to get some damage in. Coat going to get tagged down. Rock Boom takes down Lovers. Jumps in for a second. Making a triple for the birthday boy. Double back the other way for Lovers, though. Lockstep falls to Akashi. The birthday boy ends up with 3. The Saints just might end up with this Nexus.
Jobin, is this how we go out? Not with a bang, but with a whimper?
I mean, listen, that was pretty explosive for them at the end. That was the best 5v5 fight Bastion took all game. Unfortunately, Rock Boom is fed. I mean, they have a 13-1 LeBlanc and a 12-3 Tristana.
I don't think I've seen a tower take so much damage so quickly in my life.
And that was with Rock Boom dead. Used to see Rock Boom when he's alive, too.
Wow.
Shreds.
It actually went from
that
like
crit
full to
damage.
Nothing. It was absolutely absurd. But again, these flash decisions, these flash moments, again, it looked like
nothing was going to happen.
Bastion just took Baron, and Saints ran up into their base.
They still had Baron buff.
That's like, there's a gap. There's like a horseshoe effect. That's something that a really bad player would do, something that a really good player would do. A bad player would do it because they have no idea what they're doing. But a good player would make that decision because they know they can do it. And if you look at the gold on Tristana, this game is just scary
5K.
for Bastion. It is scary.
And that's the thing, like, Lulu is getting 1 shot, Aphelios is going to get 1 shot. Yes, Poppy built tank. Poppy is going to get shredded by Tristana as well. Karthus.
That's an item and a half.
Karthus is notoriously not that tanky. Yeah, Tristana is actually like 2 items up right now because he's got better items too. He's got,
Absolutely.
He has so much, he has like the full crit build, which basically is like, that's why you're seeing those 100-0s. Kai, luckily this Olaf is pretty tanky. Akashi, though, always one to play with the mine there. He's going to back off. They're going to clear that ward up as well. Yeah, the Saints right now.
They're actually flanking them.
Yeah, right now, the Saints right now, they're trying to like push in these waves, try to slowly chip away at these towers, take these inhibs, because right now, 5v5 fight, they're winning. As long as they misplay, miss every skill shot, Akashi has to be careful, though.
Well,
he's got to be very careful.
Part of their team composition.
Yeah, he actually got the read on Akashi, too, but Akashi hit him with the Okie-doke, flashes back over the wall. The whole time, though, while he's distracting this Olaf in this 1v1, the Saints are shoving in this top side. They're looking for kills. They're looking for inhibitors as well. Rock Boom looking for the jump-in angle, hits W. Ricky's going to find the kill, and Womba, Rock Boom's going to find one. The Aphelios trades one back with the Saints, though, looking to take away the rest of these Bastion members. Biscetti's going to hook in lockstep. He's going to get tagged down by the change. Biscetti is going to fall, though. Alonso trades back one in his wake. Inhibitor will go down, though. That's bottom top inhib down. Saints still trying to pressure this Nexus, though. Akashi space gliding on. Code instantly pops him. Now it's all on Kai to defend the base. This bottom inhib is going to fall. Should be able to defend the base till these timers come up, potentially.
Oh, it's just, wow. Instant decisions. There's so many things I wanted to comment on there, but everything happened so fast. First of all, the distraction play, bottom side, the Saints can definitely fight without Akashi. He makes it easier, but
and
they can't fight without Akashi.
He just phases, like, it's such a hard champ to lock down because Akashi's just breaking, and like Kai actually made 3 or 4 great reads, got all the damage he could on Akashi, just one more auto, couldn't find Akashi, just doing a little bit enough there with that movement to get away.
Right, and Akashi doing a great job of holding Kai down there.
Because Kai is their most damage they have right
exactly.
now. That's the thing. He's like their carry. Yeah, if he's not in the fight, they can't win it.
Like, Saints can definitely fight without Akashi.
Yes.
Can Bastion fight without Kai?
No.
And we saw that as much as the Saints completely pushed over Bastion's defense, but they actually did a really good job. They were able to take out Rock before he was able to get too much done. He did instantly kill 2 champions. Not that big of a deal.
Yeah, that's like, if Rock doesn't die, you hear what you said, instantly kill 2 champions.
That's the good part.
That's where we're at right now. Like, that's the thing. If you're Bastion, like even not an overstep, Rock just dives under tower if he has teammates with him to tank the tower shots. Because Ricky,
Baron play.
Gragas could be a little squishy. Yeah, this is going to be a fast Baron too. The Saints have a ton of damage to take this thing down, and that's why the Baron is great when you have the wave shoved in, because now you can take the Baron, you can set up backs, you can send Akashi solo here to shove in top side, because guess what? Have fun catching LeBlanc.
And now, Bastion, they're playing with their chin tucked in.
Yeah, Saints are going to recall and look to win the game.
Yep, they are making their death push. Akashi's making his face presence. Absolutely everything known. He misses.
That's a lot of damage on the Olaf. Yeah. Wow! He's still tipping down from the Leandries, I think, too. So, oh yeah, Okay,
They are just
full
hitting
build.
the towers.
This is gonna be
It's
it.
taking so much damage.
Rockboom
Bastion, you
chunking.
have to do something. Anything you can do. Lockstep goes in, but he's not getting anything. Olaf is the only thing they have standing. Pure MSD, he's gonna go down right after the Olaf. Coat is out. Lovers is the only one left. Goodbye, Bastion Esports, and happy birthday to Rockboom as he goes and tries to get a kill.
Celebrating the fountain.
The last one, but that was quite the aggressive display coming out from the Saints, wrapping things up in, I feel like I'm having deja vu right now, Jobin, quite the oppressive display.
Yeah, it was a 27-minute game. It was a lot closer than game one. Game one, truthfully, at like 12 minutes, it felt like it was probably never going to get back in tow, especially with that scaling comp. But this game, Bastion made so many fantastic plays in the early game. Honestly, it came down to they had no damage on their comp. If Kai wasn't there to fight, or if Aphelios wasn't at least even and or ahead, you had Lulu, Tank Poppy, and Karthus. Like, yeah, Karthus is going to get you some damage, but until he gets 3-4 items, the damage isn't going to be like so noticeable where 1R is going to take away half these health bars. You have to get up those items. You have to get into that scaling phase of the game. And we saw, Rockboom literally like 14-4. Akashi was like 17-1. In the one death, he was trying to hold like a 3v1 top side after to stop the Baron back. So every single member, even Ricky, right? We talked about it. He started the game 1-4, and I was like, yeah, but those 3 deaths don't mean anything.
Right.
And later in the game, you still see him contributing in team fights, not worried about dying, got a couple of those items under his belt. So that team, that's a clean series, 2-0.
And I think that game is quite a great demonstration of the economics of a MOBA. Like, we kind of talked about it. It was the main point of the game, honestly, how your kill distribution matters. Who you're killing, when you're killing them, how you're killing them. Because if you're committing 3 or 4 champions, sometimes top, while your bottom side, they're not necessarily dying, but that's a lot of space for other champions to farm freely, to play a lot more comfortably than they might have if they have other people going through. But really, Saints did an excellent job. And Bastion, again, they did a great job fighting with what they had. Farming Ricky might have been the best decision they had. So.
Trying to get that Olaf ahead, like, that's the thing. They realize, like, this guy probably does the most damage on our team. Like, yeah, Karthus and Aphelios are good for Pope, but if Aphelios is 1-6 or whatever he was, and again, not really to his fault. He tried to Gale Force away. They were setting up so many strong dives. But that's the thing. If you're going to lose a kill topside, as long as you take something back on a different part of the map. So if we lose a kill topside, take drag, or shove in mid tower, try to make a kill during the bot side. So the Saints did a good job too of like, Bastion will make a good play bot. The Saints like, okay, how are we going to get this back? They started the game in Bastion's jungle, trying to steal away all the camps. So from level 1 out the gate, they wanted to try to get that early game going. And eventually, that mid-late game, Akashi space gliding, Rockboom diving in. You saw how it went in either way. Saints happy to take that 2-0. They're going to move to 2-1 in the ACL to kick things off. But with that being said, we're going to begin to close things down. Shout out to Ryan, Dan, we got Daniil on the desk, obviously with me as well. Josh kicking in the back as well. Our team helping us out today. Back on the desk finally. Feels good for some League of Legends too. Yeah. Always feels nice to get back, use the new equipment. So with that being said though, happy birthday to Rockboom one more time. Enjoy the victory, buddy. And with that being said, enjoy your night. Take care and have a good one.
Have a great night.